Hello guys, my name is Atecep and in this video I will show you a PC that I built with only 120 euros. For the price you can't expect over-the-top performance, but let's see what's inside this PC. The CPU is the AMD FX 4100, a quad-core from the infamous bulldozer architecture. It has a base clock of 3.6 GHz and a turbo clock of 3.8 GHz. This was the low-end CPU from that era, so don't expect great performance. The motherboard is the Asus M5A78LM-LX3. It's also a low-end motherboard with integrated graphics, nothing special. As you can see, it doesn't even has USB 3. As there is only 2 RAM slots available, the best option is to use 2 DDR3 sticks of RAM to enable dual channel. The RAM sticks are from Samsung, 4 GB each at 1333 MHz. These 3 components were bought from a friend of mine for 35 euros as he upgraded his PC and didn't want them anymore. To cool the CPU I had to buy a cooler, obviously. I always liked Arctic cooling, so I bought a ship tower cooler, the Arctic Freezer A11. It was bought new for 13 euros in a local store. For the GPU I opted to use the Asus GTX 750 2GB as it is power efficient and seemed a good option to pair with this old and low-end CPU. This graphics card cost me 20 euros used. As a boot drive I bought a 120GB SSD from Gigabyte for 20 euros new, and for storage I recycled a 320GB laptop hard drive, so it was free for me. The case and the PSU were purchased in bundle for 31 euros new. It's really cheap and the PSU is weak, even though being rated for 500 watts. As the PC is not very energy demanding, I'm not worried at all, but I do not recommend using a generic PSU like this one for new components. This brings us to a total build cost of 119 euros, and I was able to sell it for 210 euros, profiting 90 euros, which is not bad for a hobby. Now let's go take a look at the gaming performance, starting with CSGO. Honestly, I was expecting a lower performance on CSGO. This game is very CPU dependent, but this PC handled it. At max settings and 1080p, it was able of outputting 80 FPS on average and 30 FPS 1% low. The 1% low figures are a little bit low for a competitive shooter, but at least it is playable. Overwatch is another CPU intensive game and it shows. On average, the PC was capable of 77 FPS at Full HD medium settings, but there is stutter as you can see in the 21 FPS 1% lows. It is still playable, just not as smooth as one may want. Fortnite is a multiplayer game with a bigger map than CSGO and Overwatch, and the stutter is too often to be an enjoyable experience. At 1920 by 1080 medium settings, this PC can offer 63 FPS on average, but the 1% lows of 0.6 FPS is just painful. With these results, I refused to test PUBG. The Witcher 3 was more forgiving for the CPU despite reaching 100% utilization when exploring the map. In contrast, was more demanding for the GPU. To play this amazing RPG, it's needed to lower the graphical settings to the low preset, but keeping the resolution at 1080p. With these settings, the game can be enjoyed at 38 FPS on average and 1% lows of 28 FPS. To end this video, I tested Borderlands 3, a game that I really enjoy playing, but I don't know if I could play it on this PC. Using the low preset at Full HD, this game is in a playable range of 33 FPS on average and 1% lows of 24 FPS, but for a fast-paced game like this, I can play it below 50 FPS. So, as you can see, Despite the low price, this PC can play some games, even modern ones. For light or casual gaming this may be a viable build, but I'd rather spend a little bit more and use the Sandy or Ivy Bridge platform. Hope you enjoyed this video. If so, leave a like, if not, leave a dislike. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and feel free to comment below. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one.